Okay, hello. This is a build log for AMD. Now, you may be thinking, why AMD? Because I'm kind of sick of Intel. No offense, Intel. I've been dealing with Intel most of my life, and that's just not something I want to continue to do. So, henceforth, we have a Cooler Master Elite case. It's an Elite series. It's no longer on the market, unfortunately. It's an older case, but you can see there's the front plate to it. All the cables. Does not have USB 3.0. Disappointing, because my motherboard, my micro ATX gigabyte motherboard does have USB 3.0. Right, where did it go? Oh, right there. See that? Right next to my finger, USB 3.0. There we go. Boom, bam. Alright, now it's got, this motherboard is equipped with 2 USB 3.0s, 4 USB 2.0s, 1 USB 3.1, and a Type-C connector. Pretty freaking sweet, right? You're damn right. So, this motherboard requires a 8-pin connector from the modular power supply I have, which is, let me show you. Well, anyways, first, 8-pin connector with a 20+4 or a 24-pin connector is compatible with this board. 8 SATA plugs on this motherboard. Mind-blowing. 2 PCIe X16 express lanes. It's got 1 PCIe or aka internal SATA slot, and then it has this, which is a networking slot, I do believe, for a 10 gigabit network card. And it has an FM2 Plus or an FM2 socket right here, which is perfect for what we're going to be installing into this motherboard. We are going to be installing an AMD A4 7300 series APU. And you can see it's got the pins built into the cores because, well, it's an APU, and plus it's AMD, because AMD. Hashtag red team is better. So, on top of that, we have a 600 watt Rosewood Glacier power supply, 80 plus bronze, mostly modular. It's not a fully modular power supply. As you can see, it doesn't have an extra 12 volt lane for, we're talking quad PCIe plugs and everything like that, dual Molexes, and no. This is just a partially modular power supply. Nothing special. You know, just $120 power supply, just off the market. You know, it's just like whatever, big frickin' whoop, right? Yeah, right. And we have a fan controller, a multi-speed fan controller. Yep, it goes from 5 volts to 12 volts to off to 5 volts. You got 4 bays here for 4 fans. See, there's 4 plugs for the fans right there, 3-pin plugs. We have a PNY 240 gig SSD. You can see it's a genuine SSD right here. We have a 120 gigabyte HyperX, Kingston HyperX hard drive SSD, as you can see right there. Beautiful hard drive. And then, to cap it all off, we have a Western Digital Black 750 gigabyte hard disk drive, HDD, that we're going to be putting in this computer. Now you're probably wondering, how is he going to fit all of this? Oh, but wait, I'm not even done. I've got an Asus AMD R7 360 graphics card, 2 gigabytes of GDDR5, core clock is 1050 megahertz, memory clock is 1600 megahertz, boost clock, I do believe, is boosted up to 1263 megahertz. It has a DVI-D right here, has a DVI, has an HDMI 1.4, and a display port. Now you're wondering, well, how can a graphics card with only 2 gigabytes of GDDR5 and a base clock of 1050 megahertz power 4 monitors? That's a good question. It can power it, but not very well, which is why I also went out and splurged on a XFX Radeon R7 360. So yes, it is different shroud designs and different manufacturers, but don't let that fool you. It's the same chipset family, which is an R7 360. Same gigabyte of GDDR5, which is 2. So we're SLI crossfiring through this motherboard to a total of 4 gigabytes of GDDR5 VRAM. Both of these cards clock at 1050 megahertz a second. This card is not overclockable, motherfucker. Sorry, where this card is overclockable. So many clocks. I keep getting my words jumbled. Now this is a beautiful card. Keep in mind, it's got the Strix heat pipe design with the Strix heat sink dissipation design, as you can see a lot better right here. Look in there. You see how it's got the Strix heat sink design and heat dissipation pipes on this side? Both cards do require a 1/6-pin PCIe. Now that's no problem, because again, if you're wondering about this, which I guarantee a lot of people are, this power supply right here, oh fuck, where is it? Okay, this power supply right here, you do not have to worry. You can daisy chain 2 graphics cards. You can daisy chain it. I've had this computer running for the past 4 days under full load, and it does not stop posting when I put the graphics cards under load, because it is daisy chain safe. You can daisy chain 2 graphics cards as long as they require only 1 6-pin or 1 8-pin. As you can see, I've got 2 6+2s here on this PCI plug coming from the power supply. And on top of that, not only do we have 2 graphics cards, but we have 8 gigabytes of PNY 1600 megahertz value RAM. Now it's nothing special, and it's 1600 megahertz. Well, it's only 8 gigabytes, all I can afford. I'm not the richest guy on the planet. Now you may be thinking, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Wow, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it is, but it takes time. It takes time to spend money and gain it. Now we have an Asus. It's an eGreen X Multi rewritable ROM DVD drive. Yes, actually that would be correct. Multi DVD drive. Then on top of that, we have the stock heatsink cooler for the AMD A4-7300 series APU with iFinity 5K resolution compatibility. Yes, this little bitch right here runs at 3.8 gigahertz, which is also an integrated GPU, which is 5K resolution. So, all that being said, we are going to start assembling the computer. What? Oh, yes. She reminded me before I started assembling the computer. This right here, my friends, is a Cougar MX200 red LED 120mm fan. Came out of that case over there. See that case sitting right there? Yeah, came out of that case. So, we got one red, we've got one blue Cooler Master 120 LED fan that came from this case. We have another blue LED 120mm Cooler Master fan that came from this case. And we have just a stock Arctic Cooler F12 fan, 120mm, nothing special, that I bought from some guy that sells computer parts. So, now all that's been said and done, let's start putting this mofo together. Alright, come on up. My wife is holding the camera. So, you have to, absolutely have to, when you start doing a computer build, you have to have your I/O shield installed first. Boom, bang. Okay. So we take the motherboard, and you're going to want to slide this in, the I/O shield in, after you already have installed your motherboard standoffs. You're going to want to slide that motherfucker in there. Now, once you have them all in place, you're going to want to start installing the screws. See, I've got everything all nice and neat and tidy in separate bowls. Now I'm going to start taking these screws and putting them in accordingly. So, this could take a while. If you want to stick with me, be my guest. Gotta make sure this is on the tight setting. This is, yes, a fancy $2,000 fucking ratcheting screwdriver that I got from the dollar store for $2,000. Not really. Gotta keep my face in there. Hi. Alright. So we've got one screw.
Don't forget this one.
I know. We got one screw. Two screw. Okay. Now one thing that a lot of people may be wondering out there, when you install your motherboard standoffs and you put your motherboard on the motherboard standoffs, do you or do you not put the red thin washers on the screws that come with the screw packet with your motherboard standoffs? The answer is no. That's how you short your motherboard, because you see these right here? These little pins right here on the outside of the screw have to be touching the metal part of the screw to ground itself out to the case. You take that grounding away and you short your motherboard. So that is a big no-no. Big no-no. Alright. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. My hands are not exactly steady. I'm shaky as a nervous Nelly, but I'm not even nervous. What the hell? Okay, got screw 3 in. Alright. Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay, that's tight. I hate getting these screws right here because I can never do it on the first try. Oh, I just did. I just did it on the first try. There we go. Why are you not tightening? Oh, that's right. Oh no, I forgot. The motherboard standoff that are put in these two holes right here are partially stripped. God damn it. I forgot about that. Okay, so we've got 5 screws in. Cool. Now you may be wondering what happened to 9. There is not 9 on this motherboard, there's only 8. Which is why I love using these full tower cases. Gaming cases, correction. Because they are modular. God, I love using that word. It makes me feel so powerful. Modular. Because I can afford modular now. We all know that's not true. I just got lucky on getting my hands on most of this stuff for a very decent price. Okay. Now you don't want to tighten the screws down too tight onto the motherboard standoffs, otherwise you're going to start cracking your motherboard around the screws. That's a big thing you got to watch out for. Don't watch out for it. Sorry to say, but you just fucked your motherboard. In the most vulgar way possible. You took it and you put a ball gag in its mouth and went to town. Okay. Alright. Okay, motherboard screw number 9 in place. We are good. Okay. Now, I know you're screaming at me right now. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? You always assemble your shit together outside of the case to make sure it works. Hang on. I know this shit works. Because I've assembled it multiple times. Now you're thinking, oh God, why does he take his shit apart and put it together multiple times? Sanity check, okay? Now you may be thinking, now that I said sanity check, oh, you're insane. Yes, I am. Okay, so now that we have that in place, what we're going to start doing is we're going to pull up the retention arm on the socket of the motherboard. Now you're going to match right here, this little triangle, you're going to match that with the triangle that's on the socket of your motherboard, which is right there in that little corner. Now you gently put it in place. Now make sure, just wiggle it a little bit, that it's in there. Take the retention arm, push it down, and latch it into place. Now your CPU isn't going anywhere. Okay, step 3. Step 3 done. I'm losing my shit, I swear. Okay, now before we start getting all the peripherals in there, we are going to install the RAM. I'm not putting the heatsink on for a reason yet, because me. That's just who I am. Okay, so I did make the mistake of the first time I built this computer, I put it in slots 4 and 2, or 4 and 3 of the motherboard, which is closest to the CPU. That's a no-no. I made that mistake. Unless you have 16 gigabytes of RAM or 4 4 sticks, or 4 2 sticks, to match 8 gigabytes of RAM, you're always going to want to use slots 1 and 2, which are these slots right here. So you pull back the locker arms on the RAM slots, or aka the DIMMs. You pull them all back, match them. Now you got to match the slot right here, the little notch on the RAM DIMMs, to the notch on the motherboard, which I am failing to do right now. It goes this way. Okay. Push. Satisfying snap number 1 and 2. There we go. Now we've got 2 more to go. Right there. There's 1 and 2. RAM is installed. Boom. Simple. Plain and simple. Thumbs up. Okay. Alright, next. Now I'm going to install the CPU. Where's my thermal paste? Very unprofessional of me. I do apologize. Thermal paste. No, this is not a tube of my semen. I threw in that inappropriate joke because I knew you guys were going to say something about that. Like, oh, it's milky white. Alright, now what you're going to want to do, steady your hand, steady the tube. You're going to want to put about, because this is a big APU, about that much thermal paste on there. Just dot it off. Whatever you don't need on your finger. Not professionally done, but it's all I've got. Paper towel, finger, wipe, wipe, wipe. Take the paper towel and make sure you take the paper towel and throw it as hard as you can when you're done with it. Yeah. Done. Okay. Now that we've got that installed on there, we take the stock CPU cooler, which would be this. As you can see, this has an AMD retention arm on here. Unlocked, locked, unlocked, locked. Okay, anyway. Alright, now you take these little clips right here. Make sure that these clips are lined up with these clips on the motherboard to cover the socket. You latch one in place like so. You pull the CPU back, set it down. Okay, this one's being a little dick. I don't know why. There we go. Alright. Now push. It is latched into place. Hold the CPU heatsink down, like so. Take this and boom. There we go. It is in place. Take the peripheral, the CPU fan plug. Plug it right where it says CPU fan, right there. Or just match the colors, doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. Good for you, and do you. Okay, now we're going to plug in the power supply. We're going to start putting all of this shit in first. And yes, this is going to be fun doing all of the cable management because this case has absolutely none. Story of my life. Okay, we are going to be doing fan side down on this motherfucker here because there's holes in the bottom of the case, and because me. Logic, right? Wondrous thing. Alright, got the power supply in its spot. Make sure to, now in this specific part of the video, make sure to rip ass as hard as you can, because it's going to make you feel a lot better and a lot more confident when finishing your build. Okay, fucking power supply is in place. fart officially stinks, that's always a good sign. It means you're doing well. Whew. Oh, I may have bargained for a little more. Whew. Yeah. No, don't ever spray this kind of shit around your motherboard.
I wasn't going to.
Make sure and soak your phone with the spray too. Make sure and soak it, otherwise it's never going to work ever again. Always keep this handy for in case my farts are a little too much. Alright, time to start screwing this mofo together. Done. Got screw one in. Now that's all you need. That's all you need is just one screw for your power supply. You're fine. But me, just to do me, I'm going to put in 4. Ah, shit. Went in the wrong way. Maybe I should pay attention more to my work, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Why is this cross-threading itself? Okay. Alright, let's get screw number 3 in, huh? Shall we? Oh, yeah. Alright. Screw number 3 and final screw number 4. Ah! Fuck. Okay. Alright. Now your power supply is screwed in. Make sure and leave the cap off of your thermal paste so it dries out and you can never use it again. Make sure that happens. If you don't, I'll kill you. Alright. Clean the tip off of the thermal paste when you're done with it. Put the cap back on. Boom, bam. Use it for a later date. Okay. Now we got all of our peripheral plugs, which we are just going to relocate for a second here. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Where did those 2 screws for my SSD go? Thank you, assistant. Where'd the washers go? You gave me the wrong screws. Those are for the fan controller on. Okay. Now it is hotter than a Bloody Mary motherfucker in here, even though we have the AC on full blast. Okay. So I'm going to take my SSD. Let's relocate these cords again. You can never relocate your cords too many times. You can never, I repeat, you can never do that. Alright. 1 screw at a time. Now just find a good mounting point for your SSD. I find that I don't use this hole right here for a fan. So I'm just going to YOLO and install my SSD right here. Gotta get screw number 1 in, get it started. And again, I just farted. My assistant moves back the other way. She's like, fuck you. I know you want to. Okay. Alright. Alright, now. Boom. Gotta make sure that screw stays, not that screw, the SSD stays where it is. Move these 2 empty bowls out of my way here. There we go. Get it started. And your SSD is solid. Okay. No comments. Now this SSD I do not have any screws or mounting points for, so we're just going to install this one at a later date. But this is really cool. Watch this shit. See this hard drive? Boom. Okay. Come on. What the fuck? Oh, okay, I was just being dumb. Oh, shit. Ah! Mother Trumper. Oh, I was being dumb. I was being extremely stupid. Ah, look at that shit. Solid as a rock. Love it. Love everything about it. Okay. So next, we are going to put in some more peripherals. Open. Open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why and again, I was being stupid. Locked. There we go. Got that locked in place. Alright. Next, the band controller. This is always a joy because you get to put it in there. You have to reach in there and like, oh shit, do I have it plugged into the right bay? Oh no, I can't remember. Oh, I can't see. Black. So you know what? Fuck the fan controller for now. Let's get to the fun part. Putting in the awesome cards. Ugh. Okay. So, make sure these are pulled back because they lock into place. Unlike most computers, these ones do. Okay. Gotta get it all lined up. Boom. Awesome. Okay. There we go. That's the lock I was looking for. Now I can't install the other graphics card yet because I've got to put these plugs into place. So, oh, son of a bitch biscuit. Why is this card not cooperating with me? There we go. Or not. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, wait. Okay. No, babe. Thank you. Okay. There we go. Oh. That was trouble. Okay. Now that we've got that card into place, let's start plugging all of this in. Now, just to be sure, hang on, I gotta pull up my photos. You always take photos along the way. Why? Because, just because. Okay. So the power LEDs, green and white. Go facing this way. Okay, got them installed. Alrighty, now for these two. Whoa, hang on. Okay. So power switch goes like, what the fuck? Oh. No, it's okay. This will be fine. Just gotta stretch them out a little bit. That's what she said. Alright, so now hang on. I can't fucking. I don't have enough light. Hang on. I got it. Wait. Okay, the reset switch. Okay, there we go. Now this one goes right there. Beautiful. Couldn't have done it better. Alright. Now that we got that headache out of the way, let's take the faceplate of the case and reinstall it. That is dirty as shit. It's gross, disgusting. Okay. Wait, all of this goes through the top. Maybe I'll pull that through, my assistant. There we go. Beautiful. Make sure and fart extra hard again. In the midst of my farting, I do apologize. I forgot to install the fan in the front of the case. So, let us install. Let's go with this one. Why not? Good Christ. No need for the spray. I'll live this one out. Okay. 4 screws. 4 U's. My lovely assistant decided to join me in the farting. She's trying to deny it. Okay. Over here. All right. Make sure I've got this all lined up. Yeah. Okay. Screw number 1 installed. Alright, screw number 2. Make sure you get all of this voluptuous, delicious screwing action on camera. Yeah, I went there. Awesome. Alright. Down to the final screw. Alright. It's hotter than hell, Michigan in here. And that's an actual place. Look it up. Could you turn that flashlight off? That's blinding the fuck out of me. Thank you. Okay. Now that that's in there, let's reroute this through here to the motherboard. This is going to go system fan 2. Thanks for blinding me. I can't see a goddamn thing. Okay. There we go. Oh, fuck. Okay. That's all in place. Let's take this fan controller. Let's put it in here. Okay. Screw 1. Got it in there for me? Thank you, dearest. Awesome. Awesome! Okay, turn all of these down. Okay. Next, here's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start trying to cable manage, even though I'm going to fail hardcore at it. Take all of these from the front I/O. This is USB right here. Okay. Now AC97. What the flippin' dick is that? I've never heard of AC97 before. But this is HD audio. Okay. Done. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Alright, now we've got all of the front I/O shit plugged in. Next, we can install our second graphics card. Ah, fooled ya. Fooled you. You thought that's what I was going to do. No. No, 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 and no. Okay, here's the reason why.
Don't scratch your head over the computer.
What?
Don't scratch your head over the computer.
Next, we have got to plug in all of these cords. This is the 20 plus 4. As you can see, it is a plus 4. There we go. There we go. Alright. I'm going to take this cable and tuck it under the hard drive. Make sure everything stays plugged in like it should. Now it's tucked under the hard drive to stay. Now we're going to take the 8-pin right here. We are going to run it across the computer over here. Boom. Plugged in. Nice and easy. Now we're just going to run this over through here. Actually, you know what? I can actually get away with tucking it down here. I can. I can! Ha ha ha! Suck on that. Okay, now this cable is the Molex cable for the fan controller. Everything will let go of itself. I'm going to need, not this one, this one, right here. Let's see here. There, I think it's in all the way. There we go. That little snap is what I was looking for. There we go. Push all of that down out of the way. Now for this one. This one right here is going to go down here. And if I can get away with it, stuff these in here. Plug it in right there. Because I can get away with it. Haha, sweet. Alright. Now, this one is going to plug in this hard drive right here. There. And this one's going to plug in this hard drive right here. Get out of the way, thank you. Okay, now I get to shove that in here, just like that. Then we get to plug this one in, right here. Now that that's in all the way, take the hard drive, tuck it out of there. Okay, now run this cable through here. Push this as far out of the way as possible, if possible. Okay, now we're actually kind of doing our own cable management here. It's working. I like it. a lot. So now that we've got all that plugged in, we need to grab our hard drive cables. Okay, so I'm going to need one 90 degree, two 90 degrees, three 90 degrees, and bunk. Not bunk. This goes to this. Okay. So, SATA port 3. You may think it's SATA port 4, but I'm here to tell you it is not. SATA 0, SATA 1, SATA 2, SATA 3, SATA 4, SATA 5, SATA 6, SATA 7. You're like, oh, well, then why is it not called SATA 8? Because, my friends, it just isn't. Sorry to disappoint you. Okay, we've got that kind of tucked out of the way and locked out of the way. My head really itches because I'm sweating. Alright, now we are going to plug in SATA 1. Make sure the 90 degree goes in the motherboard right here, because we are going to be running our second graphics card over here. See right there? There's the other PCIe lane. There's SATA 0 right there. So I'm going to take this, and this is going to go under here. Pull this around and latch it right here into my boot SSD. Now you're thinking I'm a crazy dumb shit, right? Having my SSD bolted to the bottom of the case. Yes, I am a crazy dumb shit, but I'm really good at what I do. So, SATA 1. We'll go through here. And we'll clip into, shit, hang on, let's do it this way. Oh, come on, you bastard. Work with me. Work with me. Thank you. That can't be like that. What? Okay, yeah, no, this isn't going to work. I just took a look